But I want to talk about this guy here now, Chris Candido.
And, Chris, I was going to say, yeah.
No, and wow, a handsome-looking dude on the right-hand side as well. But Chris Candido, I mean, we talk about, potential and untapped talent, and guys that really could have gone all the way. We spoke about Jimmy Del Rey's and natural talents like that, but Chris Candido was another natural talent, and you had the pleasure of working with a guy, I think, for a very short period of time, maybe 8 or 9 months, in about 96, I think it was. But I mean, just gimmick aside, just teaming with Chris, it wasn't great circumstances, but the two of you, I think, made a good team. Do you have fond memories of teaming with Chris?
I had fond memories of teaming with Chris. It was just, you're right, the circumstances weren't very nice, and
sure.
it was one of those things that bittersweet, if you will, because of what we were around and doing at that time. But no, Chris was great. I've known Chris since he was a kid when he first came to Memphis, and then when he came to Smoky Mountain. So I've known Chris for a while, and I knew about his passion. He was very, very passionate, in love with wrestling. He'd been wrestling since he was a kid. His grandfather was a wrestler. So Popeye, Chuck Popeye something. And, he fell in love with wrestling at a young age too. So I knew how passionate he was about it. It just, I wish he could have been in different circumstances. They made him a joke, the Body Donnas. He wasn't a Body Donna, man. I mean, he was Chris Candido, and he didn't need a gimmick to get over if you just let him do his thing. But once again, circumstances being what they were not ideal, to say the least.
I think with Chris Candido, he came up in the business in the wrong generation. I think had he have come up maybe 20 years later, he would have been not necessarily world champion, but he would have been thought of differently, I think. Love that.
Well, Chris was the NWA world champion.
Yeah, very true, very true. And I know that he had a good run in ECW as well, and TNA. Yes. Fond memories, but like I say, the circumstances weren't great for sure. But I mean, you did get the opportunity as WWF Tag Team Champions, didn't you? Now I'm going to flash up this picture here, but it was on a WrestleMania as well. WrestleMania, I can't remember exactly what year was it. 95.
WrestleMania 12. If that was so 96 or 96, okay.
96. Yeah. So I mean, a big momentous occasion, and I mean, like I say, circumstances weren't great because of the gimmick and everything, but getting the opportunity to win the titles at such a big show, that must have been a bit of a thrill, memory that lives quite fondly with you.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's again, that's that bittersweet thing. Of course, sure. It was under the Body Donnas, but yeah, we won the WWF Tag Team Champions, and that's something we can't take away from us. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Very cool.
Absolutely. As we